You have the goals, you have the desire, but eventually you hit an invisible wall that just stops you dead in your tracks. That wall forms when your brain runs on faulty software installed deep in your operating system. Dr. Shad Helmstedter's research shows that you break through that wall by actively rewriting your internal code, rather than simply relying on positive thinking. So grab a pen and a piece of paper right now. By the end of this video, you are going to draft one specific executable line of mental code to override your current programming. Overcoming failure requires getting under the hood and actively reprogramming your mind's core operating system. Step 1 is the audit. On your paper, write down one limiting belief about yourself that you currently accept as an absolute fact. Write down something like, "I'm terrible with names," or "things just don't work out for me." Look at this counter. By the time you were 18, you were told no or what you couldn't do roughly 148,000 times. That is a massive volume of negative commands that you didn't ask for, but they formed the foundation of your mental program. That sentence you just wrote down is what Helmstetter calls Level 1 negative acceptance. It is the language of defeat. To see exactly how that one sentence ruins your actual outcomes, look up this chain reaction called the self-management sequence. Notice how it's set up like a row of dominoes, starting right here with programming. Your programming, the literal words you say to yourself, repeated over and over, hardens into your beliefs. And those beliefs immediately color your attitudes. Those attitudes then create your feelings. Your feelings are what drive your actions. And finally, your actions produce your results. You can see the chain. If you want to change your life's results, you cannot just tinker with your actions at the end of the line. You have to go all the way back to the start and knock over a completely different programming domino. Now that we know how the sequence works, take your pen and aggressively cross out that negative level 1 sentence you wrote down. But here is where we have to be careful. Trying to stop being negative without a plan leads directly into the vacuum trap. Picture your mind as this floor plan. If you haul all your old, worn-out negative beliefs out to the curb, your mind feels clean for a moment, but it's totally empty. It's a vacuum. And because we are most comfortable with what's familiar, without any new mental furniture, you will instinctively drag those familiar negative thoughts right back inside. You have to actively install the positive. To do that, we use this architectural tool called the self-talk ladder, starting here at the bottom with the negative acceptance we just crossed out. We are going to completely skip level 2, I should, and level 3, I decide to change, because those phrases lack executable power. Instead, we are aiming for the absolute top step, level 4, the better you. Below your crossed out sentence, you are going to write your new replacement code. This must be a direct, positive statement, and it must be written strictly in the present tense, starting with I am or I have. Take a look at this notepad. I hope to have a good memory is future tense. It gives your brain an out. You want a direct command. I can never remember names is replaced directly with I have a great memory for names. Merely deleting a negative thought guarantees a relapse. Lasting change requires installing a precise present tense replacement architecture. Now, as you look at that new sentence, you probably feel some psychological pushback. You might be thinking that what you just wrote is completely fabricated. It feels like a lie. That reaction is normal, but it ignores a biological loophole. Your brain is a loyal supercomputer. It does not judge the code you give it, and it does not know the difference between objective reality and a firm command. Watch how these connections form. Your brain simply takes whatever blueprint is fed to it most frequently and mechanically builds neural pathways to match it. It simply believes what you tell it most often and with the most conviction. Repetition is how you force your brain to accept this new data. That initial discomfort is just the feeling of your brain beginning to reorganize itself around new information. Look down at the physical piece of paper in front of you. That present tense statement you wrote is your active, compiled override code. To make it work, you need to set up daily operations. Place this paper on your mirror, stick it to your desk, or make it your lock screen, somewhere you will encounter it constantly. And here is your final operational command. Every single time that old familiar thought tries to run, catch it in the act and consciously, deliberately overwrite it with this exact level 4 statement. For years, you've been running on a program you didn't choose. By actively swapping the code, You step into the role of the programmer.